The world has become divided in terms of atheists and theists. Some who believe there is God, some who believe there is no God. Furthermore, some who believe there is only one God, some who believe there are many. Let us look at this. What is an atheist? What is a theist? This is an endemic question to me. Just about everywhere, people asking, Sadhguru, does God exist or not? People who have been worshipping gods for decades, now asking, does God exist or not? People who claim they are confirmed atheists, now asking whether God exists or not, clearly shows belief is something that you make up and it constantly comes to doubt unless you're absolutely fanatical. Gautama, the Buddha, handled this in a certain way. He was sitting in a large congregation of people early in the morning. A man came. This man was a devotee of Rama. Well, the devotees, full-time devotees I'm talking about. Many of you are part-time devotees only to a point of convenience. You are using God not as your mainstay but as an insurance. That is, everything you do and you believe it's out of your competence, it's happening, but just in case it did not happen, then you need somebody to pass the buck or you need something to fall back on. So once a week you pay your premium and you think it's settled. But this is not that kind of a man, he is a full-time devotee. He does not utter any other word other than Ram. Only Ram. He has given up the entire language and uses only Ram. Lives by that. His entire life is about worship of Ram. Age is passing away, little doubt has come. Well, all my life I've been a devotee with such great hardship. But these many people who claim there is no God, they seem to be having a better time than me. So, he knows there is God, but now there is an enlightened being here, so he wants to confirm. So early in the morning he came, standing in the shadows, a great devotee, asked this question, inevitable question, is there God? Gautama looked at the man and gave a clear, emphatic no. Among all these thousands of disciples who were sitting there, one big relief, oof because every day they are struggling with this question, is there God or no God? Whenever they ask such questions, Gautama closes his eyes and becomes silent. For the first time, he gave a clear, emphatic no. The message spread, the enlightened one has declared there is no God. Joy spread. Just imagine, there is no God means there is no one sitting up there and keeping accounts of what you do and don't do, trying to punish you, fry you in the oil or give you some heavenly pleasures. You're completely your own man. What a wonderful life. So joy spread in the town. Enlightened one has declared there is no God. Evening came, it always comes. Another man, he is a Charvaka. Charvaka means these are out and out atheists and materialists. Will not believe anything that he cannot see. He's not just been a non-believer, he has convinced thousands of people that God does not exist. If you talk to him for 10 minutes, you will lose your God. That's the kind of man. But age is passing away, little doubt has come, and that too all these believers say, God has all kinds of torture equipment up there or down there, I don't know where. And if you deny him, he will use it all on you. He knows there is no God, just wants to confirm. Anyway, there is an enlightened being, just confirmation. So he came and stood in the shadows in the evening and asked the same inevitable question, is there God? Gautama looked at the man and said, yes. Once again, all these people who are enjoying this since morning went into a flurry of confusion. What is he trying to do? Morning there is no God, evening there is God. Because whether you believe there is God or there is no God, nothing has changed in your perception. Your experience of life has not changed. It is just that you have made a foolish conclusion about something that you do not know. Atheists and theists are in the same boat, looking in two different directions. One believes there is God, another believes there is no God. Belief essentially means you are assuming something that you do not know. When you say, I believe, it simply means you do not know but you're making it up. A whole humanity, majority of the humanity lives in this condition that they make up everything that they do not know. If only you are sincere enough, straight enough to see what I know, what I do not know, I do not know, and you pay attention to life, you will see you really know nothing about the nature of this existence and the life that you are. When you really know nothing, if you realize I do not know, then you will become fully on as a life, full attention, full perception. When your ability to perceive is enhanced to its fullest possibility, people will say you're enlightened. Because the moment you realize, I do not know, you will become an eternal seeking. The significance of seeking is that you have not made a conclusion and you do not make a conclusion. That means you are an open-ended life, you are a possibility. You are not a concrete block of conclusions, you are a living possibility. Life is not something that you can conclude about. It is something that you have to experience. If you have to experience this life in full depth and dimension, the only way to approach it is that you are open to it in all its possibilities and dimensions. Because the nature of human existence is such, the intelligence and awareness invested upon us is such that we do not have to physically go through every experience. Just by becoming a seeker, the intensity of seeking will give you the experience of life without going through the many manifestations of life process. Many manifestations of physiological activity, sociological activity and psychological activity, you can experience life in fast forward. This is the significance of being a spiritual seeker. Seeking means you are in a receptive mode. Believing means you are a closed door.